Coming up, it's press conference day at Jacksonville State. We'll hear from head coach Rich Rodriguez. We'll hear from players coming up today as well. So keep it locked in right here on Southern Sports Now. Welcome in on this Tuesday. It is press conference day here at Jacksonville State. So we'll hear from Coach Rich Rod here in just a second. And players coming up as well. We'll give you some quick hitters heading into this week's game against Eastern Michigan. One thing that really stands out to me about this Eastern Michigan team is defense. Folks, is top-notch. They are 25th nationally in passes intercepted. They've got 8 sacks in their first 3 games. They forced 4 turnovers last week against UMass, so this is a really good top-notch defense that Jacksonville State's going to be playing against coming up this week. So that's one of our quick hitters. Other pretty balanced attack offensively. They've got a really good run game. You'll hear Samson Evans. You'll hear his name a lot in this game. He averages 6.1 yards per game. He does have a touchdown in the year, but really strong run game from Evans. But they've got a good quarterback, good core of receivers, and so they've got a pretty balanced attack offensively that Jacksonville State defense will have to be ready for coming up on Saturday. And they've got experience. That's one thing that also stands out to me about this team. They've got experience. They've got experience in bowl games, experience at the FBS level, and so that's going to be one thing. Another thing to watch is, of course, Jacksonville State in their first year as an FBS team, but certainly facing a team who's only missed 2 bowl games since 2016. So there's only been 2 bowl games since 2016 that they've missed. And so that should be a challenge coming up Saturday as Eastern Michigan comes here to Jacksonville State. Right behind me, it'll be full. 4 o'clock is kickoff Saturday afternoon as Eastern Michigan Eagles take on the Jacksonville State Gamecocks here at Burgess Snow Field. We'll jump to a break. Coming up, we'll hear from players. We'll hear from Coach Rich Rod. All that ahead here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
East Alabama Now Local News has been bringing you the best local news coverage for 6 months. And now we're growing.
EAN News will be available to you 5 nights a week with new faces, new content, and coverage that is second to none.
We'll be bringing you the weather that matters to your neighborhood and to you. Rain or shine, you'll be in the know.
Sports always brings communities together, and EAN Sports will have coverage of all of our area events.
East Alabama Now, local news, new faces, same great coverage. Starting 5 days a week, May 1st. EAN Local News, your news on your schedule.
Back here on Southern Sports Now, and it's time to listen in to see what the players have to say as they get ready for Eastern Michigan coming off the bye week this week.
Colby Fuquay here. Colby, if you can open us up. You had most tackles in a game by Gamecock in quite some time. I think since 2008 last week. So if you could just kind of talk about your game, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Not talking too much about it. I mean, as everybody saw last week, I mean, we had a rough game. We could have did a lot of things better. We hung in as a whole team going into the halftime. I feel like during that game, we started out a little bit slow. The rain delay definitely hurt us a little bit, because we like to keep the tempo going. But as a defense, I mean, we just a lot of things happened in the second half where we weren't locking in our keys and stuff like that. So, I mean, we just had to get in the playbook this bye week, everything like that, and we've been studying Eastern Michigan. We moved on past Coastal, to be honest. It was just a game that you had to mark down and learn from and move on. So, not talking too much about that game.
What have you guys seen out of Eastern Michigan watching them?
Eastern Michigan, they like to run a lot. Nothing too special. I mean, it's pretty much a inside zone team. They like to hit the RPO a little bit. I feel like during this game, our biggest thing is going to be able to stop the run. If we stop the run, I feel like it's going to be a very good game for us and limit their time of possession with the ball and give it back to our offense.
Questions for Cole?
You said, the losing to Coastal, that's just a game we have to learn from and move on. Anything specific you feel like on the defensive side that y'all feel like you were able to learn going back and looking at that tape?
Looking back, just a lot of it was just every time that we would send pressure against him and we would send him into scramble mode, the receivers, we weren't locking on the receivers in the back end. So a lot of it was just us, honestly. I mean, he was just hitting wide open passes. I mean, he didn't do anything special in my eyes. Like I said after the game, I mean, it was just on us to lock on the scramble drill. You know what I'm saying? Coach had talked about it all week, and it's just little stuff that we didn't pick up and do. So I feel like that's what got us beat.
What was with the bye, what does that allow y'all to do? Did you spend an extra week prepping for Eastern Michigan? Do you work more on fundamental stuff?
A little bit of both. We definitely touched on Eastern Michigan, but it was definitely a week for us to recover and work on fundamentals and stuff like that. We struggled a little bit with open field tackling as well, so we definitely worked on that and touched on it during this bye week.
Did you do anything special this weekend?
No, I just went home, seen my family. I don't go home a whole lot. I'm up here most of the time with football, so spent time with them, went out, got something to eat, so that's about it.
Watch any football?
Oh yeah, definitely. Went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay. What games stand out that you
I watched the Colorado State game. I watched the Oregon State game and the Alabama game. When I was eating, I was watching the Alabama game, and they look a little shaky this year. I'm not even gonna lie. It's not the Alabama you're used to seeing. So I mean, it's just exciting. I mean, football is definitely changing in my eyes. So I mean, it's just exciting to see a lot of people play.
What stood out when you're watching Colorado State, especially as a defensive guy, is that when you're seeing offenses move the ball like that, is it exciting for you, or is it a little like?
It's just like, I mean, in my eyes, you know what I'm saying, that you think when you're out there on the field, you think like, wow, you know what I'm saying, if you was out there, you'd be able to make a play or something on that ball. But I mean, it's just, I mean, that's a really good quarterback on Colorado, you know what I'm saying, Colorado Sanders. So I just enjoy watching them play, to be honest, and what Deion's doing with the team. So.
Places.
Oh, for sure. I was out the offense for a year, and I mean, just getting back in it, obviously I know what Coach Rittrod was about. Like, just you got to push through. And I think overall, I feel like right now I'm in the best shape of my life.
What's the biggest difference? Because in playing maybe for somebody else and playing for Rittrod?
You got to play with a hard edge.
Those are the players of Jacksonville State who took time to speak with the media today. Coming up next, we'll hear from head coach Rich Rodriguez here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
EAN Sports is proud to bring you the best, most informative local sports content, and we want your help to be able to do that. If you have a story idea, a tip for our sportscast, or even a highlight clip you want to see on EAN Local Sports, send us an email, eansports23@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @EAN_sports, or you can send it to the EAN News Facebook page. EAN Sports, bringing you the local sports happening in your community.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
If you see some interesting weather phenomenon in your backyard here in East Alabama, send that to us. We would love to hear from you. Send that to us at the email address you see on your screen or through Facebook at EAN News.
Back here on Southern Sports Now, it's a Tuesday, press conference day for Jacksonville State coming off the bye week. Here's what head coach Rich Rodriguez had to say in his press conference.
Good, quarter's good. Coach Rodriguez, last Saturday game for a while this week. If you want to,
this is.
And after the off week, you'll just open us up, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, I actually mentioned it to the guys. I mean, this is every game is a big game, but then we start this 5 straight midweek games, and it's going to be quite the grind. I think it goes from 5 days to 6 days to 6 days to 7 days or something, and so it's going to hit us pretty quick. And but we had a good open week. I thought we got better in a couple areas. Got 1 or 2 guys healthy, but unfortunately we had 1 or 2 guys hurt as well from the last game. So we'll adjust and move on. But I think being homecoming, it should be great weather. Should be a nice crowd against a really good group of 5 team that's done an amazing job. Coach Creighton has over the last 7-8 years getting them to where they're a bowl team about every year. So we'll see what happens.
Questions for Coach?
Could you update us on Ron Wiggins?
Yeah, Ronnie unfortunately had it was a strange injury. It wasn't a shoulder, something in his chest that he had to have surgery and probably going to be out for the year. He may be able to be back at the end of the year, but more than likely he's probably finished for the season. It's nothing that will keep him from playing in the future, but for this year it doesn't look good.
And also, if you could update us on quarterback, are you anticipating a change there?
Well, the way I look at it, we have 2 starters in Zion and Logan. We'll see who performs better this week in practice. But I wouldn't hesitate to have either one of them start. Logan has done some good things and he's learning, but Zion knows our system and he's reliable too, we think. So we'll probably go into the game plan, with both of them in mind and having 2 starters. I'll figure out who the first guy will be probably, by after Thursday practice. But like I said, I've never worried about, declaring it early. We'll see how they practice.
I know you hope to have Anwar Lewis back already by this point. Is there something specific that you're still looking to see from him to make sure he's healthy enough to go?
Yeah, he's got to be getting game shape. He's working really hard. I know he's frustrated. But it's been a long process for him, and everybody's kind of frustrated because we want Anwar healthy and ready to go, and that's the biggest thing. There's no use for us to play anybody that's not 100% or close to 100%, and he hadn't been there. Now he's better. He's closer there now than he has been. This week, today, tomorrow, Thursday, we'll really evaluate him. When you're that inactive with a lower body injury, you lose. Some of your fundamentals, but a lot of things you lose is your conditioning. You're not in shape. You're not used to running. And the way we do things, everybody's got to be in shape. And so he's slowly gotten himself into better shape in the last couple of weeks, and this will be a big week to see if because when he's healthy 100%, he's a really good player. But if he's not in shape, he's not ready, then everybody's going to would be hindered. So that's the end of last week. I saw glimpses of him getting better and better, and then we'll see what happens with him the next couple of days.
Do you think with the tempo y'all run, maybe game shape conditioning is the standards maybe a little higher than it is at some other places?
Oh, no question, it is. Not just the tempo we run, but just the schemes that we do and the things we ask for our players. I mean, they run a lot. Our backs run a lot. They do a lot of stuff. So, it's a little different dynamic than maybe somebody that's a little slower tempo, or they don't do as much with their skilled players as we do. They get a lot of miles in during the week.
Felt like last year, and I know more guys saw the field, but you had 3 running backs you really split stuff up between for the most part. Is that kind of the ideal number of guys you want involved?
Or 4. Yeah, I don't think you could ever have too many running backs, right? And now with Ronnie getting hurt, Malik has been banged up, but he's fought through that. Juwan Evans, having Anwar back would be good. Kenyon be able to play a little bit as well. Who else am I missing? The running back.
Reggion.
Reggion, he's kind of the X factor that the beginning of camp he was still overcoming the injury from last year, and then in the last couple of weeks he's gotten more comfortable and gotten better. So I think Reggion should be in the mix this week more than he has been the last several weeks, especially with Ronnie being out.
Do you have to get P.J. Wells back in the mix soon?
We hope. We'll see how he practices this week. He went from a yellow jersey, which is not doing much anything, to a green jersey, which means he's limited, but he's doing more. And so really we hope to know about him next day or two. And Dalen Wright is another wide receiver that can help us. And this is going to be a week for him to show what he can do the next couple of days.
Do you think with the running back room limited, are you guys going to shift more to a pass-centric offense? Or?
Not really. I mean, we're going to do what we do, no matter what the running back situation is. As I said, the guys that we have left are all capable to do it. And so, we're going to run the same plays, and that's the one thing about the quarterback. If one quarterback, you always want to play to their strengths a little bit, but our quarterback's strengths and weaknesses are pretty similar across the board. So we don't really have, okay, this is a plan if this quarterback's in there, or this is the plan if this running back's in there. It's, it's kind of we do what we do.
Felt like early on against Coastal, y'all made more of an effort to push the ball downfield vertically. Was that something y'all were looking to exploit going into that game, or just what the defense gave you?
A little bit what they were doing to us, and we've got to be able to throw we have the capability of throwing the ball down the field, and we have some guys that can run and stretch the field. We're probably not as fast as I would want, as we will be and when I want to be, but some of that is our guys are still thinking a little bit and still learning. Some of our most explosive guys are younger guys that are still learning the system. But that's not an excuse at this point in the year. We've got to be able to, if teams are going to challenge us to throw, put everybody up in the box, we got to be able to throw it. And we work really hard on it, and we got guys that are capable of doing that. But, we don't want to be so stubborn that we're always running against the number, so to speak.
At times it felt like in the red zone, maybe the quarterbacks and the receivers maybe weren't on the same page against Coastal. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't think. Looking back at it, I mean, again, I've kind of moved on from that game, but looking back at it, we didn't have that miscommunication or not being on the same page issue as much as just we didn't get much separation. Could have had a couple better play calls. Could have done some different things. That was the disappointing part. We've been really good in the red zone, and in that game, we either settled for field goals or didn't execute down there, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't win.
What do you guys see in Eastern Michigan, just watching film on them?
Big physical team. I kind of like thought coming into it that they're, you looked at it and played Minnesota, and it was toe-to-toe with Minnesota, who's huge and, a Big Ten team. They got big physical offensive linemen. They got a big running back they're going to pound the ball in there 4 or 5 yards, and they'll put another running back in there who's really shifty and really good, and that's what they're going to do to control the game, get some play-action passes and run the football and see if we can get off a block and make a tackle. And then defensively, the same thing. They're huge up front, got really big linebackers that tackle well. I mean, they're just a typical big physical MAC team that's, that they know who they are. That's what they do, and they do a good job of. Their coach is, like I said, what Coach Creighton done there is amazing. I mean, they went years and years without even having a winning record, and now they're one of the best teams in the MAC each year. So, and they have a kind of a system, a style that they adhere to, what they go to, and it works for them. They've been very successful with it.
What have you seen from the team since the loss? Have you seen them respond in practice and meetings?
Yeah, I think we kind of go 24 hours like Coach speak. That whether you win or lose, you got 24 hours to go next one. Now with all these games coming up, you might have 12 hours, not 24 hours to move on. So I thought our guys responded well. We challenge them every week no matter what anyway. So whether we win or lose, Sunday's schedule is kind of the same, and then on Monday we're on to the next team. So our guys moved on pretty quickly. I thought we had a pretty good week last week on Tuesday, Wednesday practice, and then I think our guys, it seems like it's been forever. Our guys, I think they'll be ready to play Saturday.
Eastern Michigan's defense forces a lot of turnovers. I think it was 4 they had last week against UMass. Is there a way to prepare for that?
Yeah, you got to make first off starts with making good decisions offensively. You don't want to throw the ball. I mean, they got guys that they got a lot, kind of like big rangy safeties that got good ball skills. So you don't want to give them gifts with just throwing the ball up there, because they'll pick it off, and that's what they did in the last game. A couple throws they were just thrown up there, and they went and got them. And that's what they thrive on. Like I said, ball control, going to get you turned over on offense. So we've been good with that for the most part. I think we've got one, turnover or something, but that's going to be key for us. And you don't want to play so conservative that you don't take a chance or two, but at the same time, you can't give them extra possessions, because they'll shorten the game and have long drives and limit your possessions.
How did you think Colby and some of the other members of the secondary played against Coastal?
I thought we played really well defensively. I think we had 2 big plays at the end there, which was uncharacteristic for us, and we had opportunities. But outside those 2 big plays at the end, I thought our defense was really solid. We're playing against a really good quarterback who, he's kind of a savvy guy. It's hard to trick him, and he was just dumping things off and was extending a few plays, and they had a couple explosive players, but we've been pretty solid. We didn't get it, the turnovers like we had been getting. That was the one thing that we probably need to do. But sometimes turnovers happen because you make a really good play on defense, and sometimes it happens because they make a really bad play on offense. So you get a little bit of luck involved with that deal too. Is it good? Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you coming.
That was Jacksonville State head coach Rich Rodriguez. Coming off the bye week, Eastern Michigan this week. Should be a great game here at Burgess Snow Field. 4 o'clock kickoff on ESPN+. We'll jump to a break. We'll wrap things up coming up next.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brodney Sneed from both CARES and Direct Primary Care. Direct Primary Care is an exciting new model of medical care growing on both the East and West Coast. It's been recommended by Forbes and the American Academy of Family Physicians and others for individuals or small businesses with or without health insurance. The pure simplicity of a membership model streamlines the burden of medical care. It eliminates 60% of the overhead. That streamlining allows providers time to focus on patients with free, no copay, no deductible, unhurried office visits or telehealth visits with minimal waiting room time. It produces same or next day appointments and access by text or telephone during and after hours. It saves you from leaving work, wasting time and getting exposed in a waiting room, and the convenience and cost with barriers removed helps one avoid letting problems like a sore throat turn into an expensive ER or hospital visit for pneumonia. If you're interested, search the web for CARES Direct Primary Care.
I'll put a wrap on our show today. We appreciate you for joining us, for listening in to the coaches and the players as we get ready for big week as Eastern Michigan comes here to Jacksonville State. We'll be back in studio tomorrow with a Wednesday edition. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow for more Southern Sports Now.